We all know in the XFL that quarterback play is critical. With NFL training camps underway, we're definitely taking a close look at players that might get cut. And one of the names that keeps coming up is Trevor Siemian, because he's close to losing the number 2 spot for the New York Jets. According to sources, his competition, Webb, has been showing real improvements during the team's OTAs, and it also looks like Webb earned the number 2 spot, at least according to the last OTA, and that they might keep him over Siemian. And if the Jets are only going to keep 2 quarterbacks, that means Siemian's out. Now, what's his background? Well, he was drafted in 2015. He was a 7th-round pick, 250th overall, and he was the 7th quarterback taken in that draft. But he's got some good experience. Trevor Siemian never got to start his rookie season because he only backed up one of the greatest QBs in the history of the game in Peyton Manning. However, thanks to Manning, Siemian received a championship ring when the Broncos defeated the Panthers in Super Bowl 50. He never saw any gameplay, but he's also a Super Bowl champion, technically. Now, next season, Manning retires. Brock Osweiler is gone to the Texans, and it only seemed fitting that the Broncos put their faith in Siemian after he beat out Mark Sanchez and then rookie Paxton Lynch for the starting role. So now he became the starting quarterback and looked pretty good. He threw 18 touchdown passes that season with 10 interceptions, a couple clum from behind wins, and some game-winning drives. He was ranked 26th that season, tied with people we've heard of, Andy Dalton, and ahead of former Bronco Brock Osweiler by 3 TDs. Now, in his 3rd season, second as a starter, he had a new head coach, had a few good games. However, it was enough, and his career started to kind of go down after that. He finished the season with more interceptions than touchdowns, plus failed to come close to passing yards that he did the previous year by almost 1,000 yards. So really just kind of went downhill. The Broncos gave up on him, traded him to the Vikings with a 7th-round pick, and they received a 5th-round pick, which isn't much. In Minnesota, Siemian was a backup to Kirk Cousins, who was coming off a pretty good year, ranked 13th that year, so figured he wouldn't see any playing time in Minnesota either. That stint only lasted a season. The Vikings released him, and he would later sign a 1-year contract with the Jets in March of 2019. But as we talked about earlier, it looks like he might not be getting that number 2 spot. And if the Jets are only going to keep 2 quarterbacks, he's out. And he's also at that level, that 2015 draft class that was permeating through all of the XFL summer showcases. So, what's the likelihood that we could see Trevor Siemian in the XFL? It's a pretty good chance. Would he wind up in New York? But the chances of him getting cut seems pretty good. He's not going to be a practice squad player. The likely that another team will pick him up at this juncture, after they all have their own depth charts, and he was failed to beat out Webb, makes me think we could see Trevor Siemian as part of the first draft class of the XFL.